Shabbat Shalom. I'll be presenting you a Torah portion today. It is Korah, and it is found in Numbers 16:1 through 18:32. The prophets is 1 Samuel 11:14 to 12:22, and the Gospels is John 19:1 through 17. I think the biggest takeaway of this one is we've all heard of Korah. We've all heard this is like a bad Torah portion, or this is like a bad portion, which is true. What is written in this Torah portion isn't necessarily a fun Torah portion. I think my biggest takeaways for this portion was two things. One, how easy it is to let your eye wander to the grass is greener on the other side. And it's not. So beware of that. Because the children here said, why then do you exalt yourself above the Lord's assembly? So they're talking to Moshe. They're asking him why he should be the only one to have this position. Why not us? It looks so beautiful. Our eye is seeing this and it is beautiful, and I want that. I desire that, just like Eve did with the apple on the tree. She desired it. She looked at it. She wanted it and grabbed and took out of her own strength, because what she saw, she thought was better than what the Lord wanted for her. And pretty much the same goes for Samuel. So in Samuel, in this portion, we are talking about how the children saw all the nations around them having kingdoms or having kings, and they wanted that too. That was never what the Lord wanted for them. The Lord wanted that He was king. He already was their king. They are not supposed to be like other nations. They're set apart. They're His. And both times, the Lord lashes out. The Lord is very clear that He's not happy. And in John, Yeshua, we see here where they are discussing if He should be crucified, yes or no. And I thought it was very striking that at the end of John 19:17, let's see. So they're talking between the priests and Pilate. And from that moment, I'll start from 12. From that moment, Pilate kept trying to release him, but the Jews shouted, "If you release this man, you are not Caesar's friend. Anyone who makes himself a king opposes Caesar." When Pilate heard these words, he brought Yeshua outside. He sat down on the judge's seat in the place called the stone pavement. It was the preparation day for Passover, and it was about noon. Then he told the Jews, "Here's your king." They shouted, "Take him away, crucify him." Pilate said to him, "Should I crucify your king? We have no king but Caesar." The chief priest answered. Then he handed him over to be crucified. Then they took Yeshua away, carrying the cross by himself. He went out to what was called the place of skulls. There they crucified him. And somewhere in this portion it says that the one that handed him over is more at fault than Pilate is. I thought that was really striking, because how often aren't we in positions like that? How often aren't we? It looks different in each situation, even in here, but how often aren't we in situations where our eye lusts after something, we think this is better, we go over in our own minds, and our minds start making these things that aren't even real. They're not real. And yet, because we keep thinking over and over and over, they become so real that we can't see anything else. They are all consuming. We can't see left from right. We can't see what is the Father's way. And what we think is the Father's way, what we think is right, but it really isn't. So the grass is not greener. Sometimes my prayers too, they're so focused on something that I would like to see for me and my family. But what if this is exactly where I'm called to be? This is exactly where we're supposed to be. This place. Stop looking outside. It's okay to look and ask, Father, guide us. Should we go this direction? Should we make these preparations? You can't be clueless in life, but also appreciate where you are right now, because you're very well called to this place that you're in right now. You're very well called to be and serve in this place and to make best of it. To show the Father that these gifts He has given you, that you can work with them, that you can multiply them exactly what He asks of us. So it's a warning. It was a warning for myself to be very aware of where my eye is going and what my heart wants, and to appreciate where we are right now. And the second thing was I saw His love. I saw the Father's love in all three stories. Because Yeshua, this was supposed to happen. And that was out of pure love. He gave His life so that we can have this life right now, that we can walk out the kingdom right now. He came to conquer sin and death by showing love. In Samuel, you see that although the Father is not happy, He is absolutely not happy that the children of Israel requested a king. But what does the Father do? He gives them a king because He loves His children. And He hears them. And even though it might not be the best thing for them, because He is, He still grants them that. And the same really for Korah, because although they are swallowed up by the earth, He shows everybody that this is the way you're supposed to walk. This is what you're supposed to do. He loves His children so much because at some point He says, I'll wipe them all out again. And Moshe steps up and says, wait. The Father loves His children. And for His name's sake, that's why He preserved them. So I think all in all, for me, it's just a big warning sign of where is your eye going? What do you do? What are your prayers? Where are you aiming for? It's good to be prepared. It's not good to make that thing that you're looking at become something in your heart that can cultivate, and it will seep in every part of your life. And the second thing is that although we humans mess up all the time, the Father loves us unconditionally. And that is something that none of us has ever seen it or felt in that way. Because we're human, we're flawed. And yet the Father loves us so much that He would grant us these wishes that are not best for us. Because He loves us. Because He is a good, good Father. Shabbat Shalom.